Торонто сьогодні зустрічає прем'єр-міністра Канади Джастіна Трюдо. Він особисто завітав у церкву Святого Дмитрія, аби поспілкуватися з українською громадою та запитати про те, що найбільше зараз турбує українців, яка допомога потрібна саме в цей час. Команда Форум ТВ отримали ексклюзивну нагоду бути присутніми на цій зустрічі. Ми, як завжди, інформуємо вас про все найголовніше першими.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Пані і панове, слава Україні. Last week, Vladimir Putin started an unprovoked full-scale invasion of Ukraine. And I think the Ukrainian people have fought incredibly courageously, with great resilience, and I think that has inspired Canadians, and it's inspired people around the world. This is, of course, a threat to Ukraine's sovereignty as the Russian military continues to advance. It's a humanitarian crisis, with the Russian military shelling civilian positions, hospitals, apartment buildings, kindergartens, a nuclear power plant yesterday. But it's more than that, it's a threat to our global security. And so those Ukrainians who are fighting so courageously are not just fighting for their own freedom in their own homeland, but they're also fighting for all of us. And that is why it's so important that we fight for them.
I first want to say, I can't imagine what you and the entire community are going through right now. The mix of emotions, obviously a deep sense of sadness that this has come to this, rage that this is happening, mixed in with perhaps a little bit of pride that the entire world gets to see just how strong and courageous and resilient Ukrainians are, but such a deep sorrow that it had to come to this. What is happening is an incredible tragedy. Tragedy for the Ukrainian community, tragedy for Ukrainians all around the world. We've seen coming over the past years. And we've talked about it in the news, not just about Ukraine, but about democracies around the world, that we see a bit of a slippage in our democracies. Countries turning towards slightly more authoritarian leaders. Countries allowing increasing misinformation and disinformation to be shared on social media, turning people against the values and the principles of democracies that are so strong. And that slippage over the years, unfortunately, emboldened Putin. It made him think that he could get away with this, that he could get away with it in Ukraine. But what a terrible mistake he made in underestimating Ukrainians and underestimating the level to which democracies would stand and do what he never expected us to do, which is push back hard. But I will tell you, it wasn't automatic. There were a lot of places around the world that said, oh, it would be a real shame if Putin were to invade Ukraine. But in the back of their mind, we're thinking, well, did that with Crimea, and we kicked him out of the G8, made it back to the G7. But other than that, there wasn't a really strong, clear pushback. And I can tell you that there were people wondering if this would be the same. Oh, maybe he'll just take the Donbass. Maybe he'll just come in a little ways. Maybe even if he does come in, it's just Ukraine. We'll try and calm things down a bit. And the thing that convinced the world more than just about anything else was all of you, was Ukrainians themselves, standing with such strength and such courage in the face of this overwhelming adversary, inspiring us all and reminding us all that this is not just a fight for Ukraine. It is a fight for the integrity, the sovereignty, and the capacity of people everywhere to pick the path they want for their future. That is why we are here. It is Ukraine's misfortune that Vladimir Putin chose Ukraine to start this, but it is the world's good fortune that Ukrainians are courageous lions in standing up against him and reminding us what we all need to do. So Canada stands with Ukraine. The united condemnation and pushback from countries around the world and the support for Ukraine will continue as long as it takes. Thank you for your strength. We are with you in your grief and in your courage. Slava Ukraini!
Western part, but I know the name. I would say it's in that well, I'm going to look it up. I'm scared as well. Our sirens are going off in 2 different countries. No.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Важливо, щоб голос українців за кордоном саме в ці дні був почутий для того, аби політики усіх країн світу об'єдналися в боротьбі проти спільного ворога, ім'я якого ми всі з вами знаємо. З Торонто, Форум ТВ, Роксолана Буяк, Костянтин Сніцер.